Hi, my name is Solange and this is my DocuSign CLM implementation Capstone. So today I will be going through the Capstone project and I'll be looking at this project as different personas. But the main thing I want to make clear is that I'll start by showing you the DocuSign platform as an end user. So I'll be showing you that end user experience. Then later on, I'm going to go in and we'll talk about how this was configured in the background. Again, this is a project that was set by DocuSign to be able to meet these requirements that I have on my screen now. Probably not going to read through them, but just so you know, this is the goal. And the most important thing is I'm going to be generating contracts in two different ways: uploading a third-party contract and also by generating a contract. So those are the two different approaches I'll take, and you'll see more details as we dive in. So I'm going to begin by bringing you over to my Salesforce environment. This is my Salesforce environment, and because DocuSign is this org is currently integrated with Salesforce, I'm going to be beginning this project from within Salesforce. So here I am on an opportunity, the XYZ Call Plant Generator 3 on the XYZ Call account. From this opportunity, I may go to the details page and I show you, okay, no, so this is not how I want it. I'm going to change the stage to qualification, change this to new, and I'm going to empty this field because these fields I expect them to auto-populate as we go through the whole process. So from here, I'm going to start the contract, and I'll begin by clicking on the Create Contract. The Create Contract leads us into DocuSign. Within DocuSign, we see that we have two different options, right? And the two different options we have here, one is to upload a third-party contract as a template, and the other template is to generate a sales contract. Let me see if I can improve on my view here. There we go. And so here I'm going to take the option to upload a third-party contract. That's the first route I want to go. And then the second time I'm going to talk about is generate. So I'm going to click on upload a third-party contract. And while here, what I'm going to do is I will fill out this field. Most of these fields have been auto-populated because this information is being drawn from Salesforce. Because of that integration, we're able to draw this information from Salesforce. So it picks whatever opportunity or account that we are creating a contract from, is going to grab all of this information from there. And also, because I want this contract to go out to for external review, I'm going to click yes on there, and I'll select this contact. So the contact, you see my name here, that's because I'm set as a primary contact on the opportunity. So if there are five different contacts on the opportunity, you have the opportunity to choose one of the people here and you click next. The name and the email get automatically populated. In this case, I want this to go to, I want this to go to sales, I want it to go to sales manager because this is a third-party generation form. From here, I'm going to click, I need to bring in the third-party form, right? So I'm going to click on select file. I have this file saved in my system. I'm just going to look for sample. I'll click that one and I add that in. So it generated. And from there, I'm going to say, okay, everything looks fine. And I will now, give me 1 second. I'm not sure why my screen is cut. There is a button that I'm trying to show you at the bottom, but it kind of cut my screen. The recording, I've cut my screen. So Sorry about that, just give me 1 second. So at the bottom it says apply. That's what I am trying to get at. So after I say this, I click on save. So that's the button I was trying to show you. It's kind of hidden at the bottom here. I notice that it's not on the screen that I'm recording. So I'll go ahead and I just click on save. That's the only thing that you can see on the screen now is a save button. And what happens is that an email has gone out. And while that email has gone out to the legal department, it's going to say, hey, it was going to the legal department. It is going to the sales manager. So while we are in here, I'm quickly going to refresh this opportunity page so you can see what has happened. If I go back to the details, you'll see that the stage has now updated to negotiation/review and the contract status has been updated to manager review. So from here, if I go now to the email that I just received, I'll see that inbox, contract ready for review. If I click on that, let me come back here. Sorry, I don't know why this thing is cutting the screen, but I hope this makes sense. So this is an email that goes out and I say, okay, this is good to go. I click on the link as the sales manager and I'm prompted to review the contract. Different things are happening on here. While here, as the sales manager, I can review this contract, right? So I'm looking at it to say, hey, does everything look right? This is a third-party uploaded contract. Does everything look right? If everything looks right, what I do is I am going to approve it and make a comment and say everything is good. But in case everything doesn't look right and I want to edit it, what happens is I need to check out the document. So I'll come right here. I click on more. I click checkout. And what happens here is this contract is going to get locked up. Because it has been checked out, no one else can work on it. So if I go to the information link, you'll see that the status of the contract is locked. That is because I've done that in order to go edit it. And after I check it out, I now come to the download button and I say, hey, I want to download this file. I download the file, open it up, and what I'm trying to do is I want to make an edit so we see how contract edits are managed within CLM. So here I can just come in and I say, okay, you know what? I think we do not need this paragraph 4.4, and I delete that. Once I delete it, I go ahead and I save. I copy that and I go back into my browser. After I've copied that, once I have copied that, I have made the change, I have saved, I come right back into DocuSign. I check in my document. I go back to the more button and I check in the document. When I click on check-in, what happens is that it gives me the opportunity to upload a file. So I'm going to choose upload file because I want to make sure I get that exact document. I'll click that, I pick it up and I click open. And now if I have any comments, I go ahead and I add it as a sales manager so I can tell, because I've made edits, I can just make a comment and say, please review, and I save. So what happens here is that the document has been checked back in. It's now within the system again, and I can now go in the information tab here. You can see that it doesn't have that locked anymore. We can also see that there's been a version 2. There was a version 1 and now there is a version 2. In order to see what changes were made, we can also click on compare, click on that checkbox, and it's going to compare the original document with the newly uploaded document. So that's what I'm trying to show you here. So in here, when that is done, if I scroll at the bottom, you'll see that it has redlined that part I took off. So this is just to show you that every change that is made on the document can be seen. We can actually have that history of changes that have been made on the document. So in this case, because he has made this change as a sales manager, now if we go back to the task, we can say, okay, I don't want this to go through. I would like to reject this. And they go ahead and they click on reject. Once they click on reject, they go ahead and say, okay, next. Or we can add a comment. It's good practice to add a comment. So you say, it could be something lengthy, but let's just go ahead and say, please review. And we click on next. When this happens, when you click on next, there are a couple of things that happen. First, after rejecting it, the workflow is going to end. So it ends the workflow, but before it ends this workflow, a couple of different things have happened, and some of which include within Salesforce, there's been a couple of updates. So if I go back and I refresh our Salesforce, remember when we sent this out, it was on negotiation and review and manager review. If I refresh this now, the first thing we see is that on the related tab, a task has been created for the opportunity owner. That is because it has been rejected. So they have a task created and assigned to them to make sure that they review the document. If we go to the details, we see that the status of the contract has updated to rejected. The stage remains the same, and the reason I left this the same is because this could be done and we just want this opportunity lifecycle to keep going. Maybe the contract lifecycle has some issues. We want the opportunity status to still be open while they're doing all the changes on the contracts. Also, because that has happened, we see that underneath here in the same opportunity, the contract document, the contract itself has also been attached here. So the opportunity owner, the sales rep, can easily access it and see what changes were made. So this is what happens in case a sales rep if a sales rep uploads a third-party contract into the CLM and it gets rejected. In the next step, I'm going to be showing you what happens or what the process is like when instead of uploading a third-party contract, they actually generate a contract from Salesforce. So that is going to be the next step.